there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with Darth Mod. So we're back. Unfortunately, it crashed yesterday when I played this, when I did this video. And then I can't exactly recall what happened before, but I know at least I'd done one turn and not a lot of stuff happened. So mostly it's just the fact that I've got some movement to make. I think we lost maybe some ships, or maybe I've already said that I lost some ships across the coast here to this navy, and Genoa and Sweden took that. Other than that, I don't think anything really happened. I've set up two forts here, but what I'm trying to do, as I probably explained already, is I'm just trying to cause as much instability within these within this region as possible to see if I can sort of, I don't know. I'm just testing it out. And same with France. We're also trying to cause a lot of trouble in France. See if we can get a Republican revolution movement going against the kings. Right now it seems that we're just switching kings, or from a queen to a king last time. For some reason they don't put a garrison to protect the capital. So I've got movement range enough. The battle that crashed was the battle I did here as I marched up to Belgrade and attacked there. It's going to be a pretty interesting battle if it turns out to be the same map. Gonna make sure to outdo save. What we can do though is here in Egypt, this army is actually ready to move, and as you can see, Jerusalem is unguarded. The thing though is, I think last time around I went ahead and demanded surrender in an attempt to sort of not sack Jerusalem as we got through, but apparently even though they demanded surrender, we went in and destroyed a load of, or damaged a load of buildings. I guess we sacked Jerusalem anyways. So yeah, I think it's better to play it, or not play it, but out-resolve it, so we get rid of these small crappy armies around. We lost a surprisingly amount of men for this, but okay, so this one didn't actually join in. Now these guys could possibly, oh crap, could possibly threaten Egypt, but all I need to do is move back, and I could leave like a small force behind to keep Jerusalem under control, say leaving the Royal Irish or something like that. I'm gonna tear everything down and build it anew, and as we can see, we can march up to Damascus without any problem because there's no armies there. I'm not entirely sure where their armies are. Same with the regions here. We've got the two regions of Greece unprotected, besides this one cannon unit, demi-cannon. Oh, there's a few troops here. But then we have Sofia in Bulgaria, that's unprotected as well. We don't know what's down in Constantinople, but we're gonna have to march over there and see that. So I think without further ado, let's hope that it doesn't crash this town. It's kind of an interesting battle. The thing which I forgot when I attacked this was that the reinforcement armies actually sort of end up behind me, because I'm gonna stay, my army is gonna stay about there, so the reinforcement army is gonna come in very close, which I sort of missed last time around. And I will know this time around, which is kind of bad, because now I won't get that surprise of them coming around and destroying a lot of my cannons. But we'll see, we'll see. The forces in totality is about even if you count in the enemy reinforcements. The enemy reinforcements account for, well, they're gonna get about 10,000 men, so they're gonna have a little bit of an advantage to us. But they don't have a proper general in this, and yeah. And part of this army is broken down from the previous battle we had. Did I autosave? I'm gonna do it just one more time just to be safe. And time to assault. Okay, so here we have the battle deployment. So on my right flank I've got the Lifeguard Horse, 2 units, and then we've got the Royal British Grenadier Guards. We've got them behind there, and in front we got the British Fusiliers that will march up. We got impossible territory right here, and it sort of wraps around the town. But these guys will anyways march up and be followed by these. So very similar to what this deployment is actually very similar to what I deployed in last time. The only thing I will be aware of sort of the AI's tactic at this point. So I've made some changes. We've got the cannons in the middle here, and one of the changes is I put this normal line infantry. I put them behind here with these stakes just to protect. Same with here and there. So there's a bit of more protection around these guys, and hopefully that will stop the enemy from actually killing those. We've got the howitzers, same as actually before, stationed behind the village so they can take cover and fire above it. And then behind them we've got the Royal Welsh Fusiliers and the 33rd, both of which will take up good positions within town. We got a position here, and we got another one there, and so forth. But there's a lot of areas here where you can't, where it's unpassable territory. There's a few. I think you can get up through here, if I remember correctly, and then you can get up here. But a lot of this you cannot get up, so it's very difficult to get up. And on my left, we've got the Scottish Line Infantry backed up by the Scottish Highland Grenadiers, backed up by the Royal Cuirassier Guards. The enemy reinforcements, one of which will turn up somewhere around here as I recall, and the other one will turn up around maybe those trees over there. So I know where they're gonna turn up if they turn up at the same area. Anyways, let's go ahead and start this. We're gonna start by having the Welsh Fusiliers and the 33rd moving into the village. And then we're gonna have the Scots. The Scots gonna advance up this building. And the Royal Highlanders gonna advance with them. Overlapping a bit. No, not at all actually. Because we can have the 33rd and the others take control of that. And then we're going to put them like that. Last time around I had the cavalry move up with them. But this time around, to be aware of when the enemy turns up there. Cannons are actually hitting my cavalry here. What we'll do is we'll place them behind the fence here. And I think the town will protect the horsemen, and then we can have something to secure the flank of these units. These guys will hold, and then we'll have the main line now gaining a bit of ground here. So they will march up right about there, and they will be followed by the Royal Grenadiers. It's kind of strange that we have more Royal Grenadiers than we have just a normal line infantryman. And we're going to do a similar thing here, where we put the cavalry out in the flank just to keep an eye on the enemy as they come out. Hopefully. This is the 148 units. I have more than 100 and... oh crap, are we destroying some buildings here? I guess the howitzers, the trajectory of the howitzers did not allow for certain buildings to exist, and so we've broken a few. Right, now when I sent up most of the men, what we can do is we can give out specific orders. I'm gonna put the one unit of Royal Fusiliers right about there, to be able to shoot down upon the enemy as they move up towards the city. We can put another Royal Fusilier units can actually run up here because we got some Basiporuk moving up. The enemy is really bombarding this house. You can have the 33rd Foot coming up behind, station in support. Then we're gonna have another Royal Fusilier, see if they can maybe squeeze in between there. There's not a lot of room. This 33rd unit is going to march and stand here and be able to put down good fire upon the advancing Ottomans. Then we'll go on another 33rd which is going to be stationed back here just as support. We got some fighting has opened up. The Royal Welsh Fusiliers are firing down upon the Basiboruk, trying to gain some ground along here. Very hard terrain to move by, and also kind of hard to shoot through as well. We haven't killed a lot of them, but I think once the 33rd gets out there, that's going to change. What we can do, I've been able to advance a lot further this time around. So the Scots can now wheel around the building. Take the Highlanders with them. The Highlanders, I mean the Grenadiers. I think you know what I mean. Right, so from the hills, the hilltop, the town on the hilltop, we are able to fire down upon the enemy. Now they do have some skirmishes here, so I might have to pull my men back. Although I'm hoping that our artillery has made short work of their artillery. Looks like it. Oh, here's what was their artillery. Yeah, our howitzers has stopped firing because they've think they're done, which they're not. They're gonna use explosive shots and then they're gonna open up again. And probably the cannons think that they're done as well, so they're gonna hold fire and then fire again. So the main line has started to battle with the enemy. Janissaries are coming up, and we're pushing fire into them, and they are about to return fire. The AI is actually fighting here. Garrison Israeli. Huh. Are these Jewish soldiers fighting for the Ottomans? Seems unlikely. Oh damn, pikemen and other nasty units. It's good that we've got a second line to fall back to if necessary. If they move up, what do we got here? It's Janissaries as well. Oh, these are melee Janissaries moving up. And there's about 400 of them. Holy crap, I hope you guys are... Yes, good. Nice. Come on, guys. Nice. Reloaded. Give me second rank. Give me third rank. Oh, massacre them. Good experience, but they weren't able to gain ground quick enough. So they lost more than half of their men. I want to make sure that... Oh crap, the pikeman has made contact over here. This is going to be difficult, but hopefully the units on the flanks will be able to fire in upon these. If these were actually proper grenadiers, they could move up and throw grenades on that. My cannons still don't want to fire, and some of the howitzers don't want to fire. Not entirely sure why. The Scottish, seems like most of the men, last time around it was sort of split in between, so the enemy moved not only out into this opening, they moved quite a lot towards the hill and towards the Scottish unit, but this time around there's no one really moving on the Scottish units. And so we're not getting the same kind of interesting firefight going on there. We got another melee unit. Risker souls. Bastards. Let's see, how is it going over with the pikemen? Not too good. Same with the Janissaries over here. Let's see if we can pull these two back and have these two open fire. Or pull this one back. We'll pull that one back. And as we do, we'll tell these two to open fire. And this unit, you know what? This one can retreat into the forest. We didn't really cause enough damage. Crap, this unit completely gave way. I think it's time to open fire with this one as well, and these two need to open fire. The two ones in the center still holding. Maybe we can get them to fire once more. And then pull them back. This unit is holding, but we're gonna have to pull that one back as well at some point. And last time around they came through here as well. You know what? The cannons. Do you have canister range towards down here? You know what? We need to redraw the center. And leave the grenadiers to kill the enemy. Right. Basti Buruks, I think we can hold them off there. And I think we can hold off the rest of the army with the backup line. This unit needs to open fire as well. Might wanna, you know what? I might wanna send in the cavalry over here to aid. And have it join in. Ooh, we've got canister flowing. You know what? I think I like the second battle, or the first battle, a lot better than this one. There was a lot more interesting stuff going on in that battle. Let's see, we pushed them off. That's good. And we're holding the line. Seems like they're not going to be able to contest this. A lot of their units are kind of ish falling back. Come on, third rank. Ooh. They fired up on that unit though, which was a bit unnecessary. Which they could have fired up on this one, which is right in front of them. Looks like, oh crap, this unit's almost dead. Fall back into the house. This one has suffered a lot as well. They're holding it though. Yeah, they seem to be regrouping for an attack across. Building captured. You know what? Cannons. I want you to fire right down there towards those Israelis. Damn. There's gonna come a lot of enemies here. I want you to fire towards the cemetery. You will fire towards the center. And you will fire towards the edge there. Guys here are firing. Good. I'm not entirely sure. The enemy probably have lost a lot of men at this point. They might come through here. Get this 33rd to stand. Come on. If I can find a good position for it. There. Get to have them stand here. So if they march in to this area, they'll be hit from all sides. Okay, so main line is holding. What we can do is we can take these three, put them with this one, which was a bit damaged, put them against here to prepare for the enemy marching through, and then we can have these guys gain a bit of ground up to first rank again, and then we'll put the cavalry on the flank. There's a lot of enemies here. Oh wait, they put down spikes here? Didn't see that. Our canister's not really doing that much. Hold your fire, switch to round shot, fire at will, find the closest targets. Howitzers, are you even firing? What's this? We got Janissaries trying to climb the hill. Coming through the forest. There's a lot of them, 220. I'm not entirely sure which way they're trying to go here. We're hitting them hard though as they try to come up here. You guys need to keep firing. Nice, we broke them just as they arrived, because it was very tired as they arrived here. Now we're firing round shot. We might just tear some buildings down, given the amount of fire we're putting down here. The enemy is being pushed back. Got cavalry moving up. But we are ready to open fire and receive them. Boom! A load of arrows came flying through. I'm not entirely sure why the units of the Royal British Grenadiers, why their flag is like that. Like they don't actually have a flag guy, or it's like underneath the ground or something, I don't know. These guys are in a position where we cannot really target them with the straight up artillery. And that's why we have howitzers. We can fire above. These guys have lost a lot of men. Maybe I should fall back to the house and have the 33rd cover their retreat. How's it going over here? 160... 66. We got enemy pardeurs falling back from having tried to assault this house. Oh, and the enemy cavalry are assaulting the Scottish. But they're holding. Oh, we can see now. I was ready for this. First unit of enemy cavalry has turned up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna leave the Scottish line infantry to deal with that, and we're gonna get the Highlander Grenadiers to quickly march back and destroy them. Okay, we still got a lot of enemies down there. Let's see. The howitzers are chasing this unit, but we still have one more there that we need to push out of that hole. Cannons broke that house. I'm not entirely sure what the cannons are firing at. Okay, so you can see the Janissaries are coming up this way again. Are we playing? I think we're firing out of the house, which might not be too clever. So maybe we'll pull these guys a bit back further and let the Janissaries come up through here. Same with this unit. We can pull that back towards here. And that way we can protect some of these units. And then we'll see about moving up the Scottish. Nice. With the support of the howitzers, we made short work of the Albanian warband that was hiding in this sort of in this low ground where the normal cannons couldn't really get them. Okay, so the Janissaries have for the third time tried to climb this. They're marching up to fire from the 33rd and also fire from the Welsh Fusiliers from within the house. Are they going for the cannons? Hold fire. Do you have canister? No, you don't have canister. I mean, firing at this range, then it's too close, and we risk destroying the building. Fire at will. And then we do have a 33rd unit here. No, not a 33rd, but a normal line infantry unit. The thing is, the enemy here is losing tons of troops as they're marching up. They're getting fired from the house. Oh shit, that house just collapsed. Are they they're moving from the guns, aren't they? 33rd, charge them and stop them from attacking the guns. Let's see, how's it going over here? The cavalry is firing their pistols on the enemy. Doesn't seem as though there were very many enemies coming out of here. Oh, enemies are coming out on this side as well. But it's only cannon unit. Oh, here comes the real guys. Right. Get up front. Quick and ready. And then let's have the cavalry sweep these guys bastards away. Or they could actually go for these guys down there instead. We got explosions going around. These guys have been forced back yet again. the 33rd was able to throw away these guys. So they should move up here, take a position again, and fire upon them as they leave. This house is holding. I want the Scottish line infantry to gain ground, because we have this little skirmish line firing upon them, and this one over here. And probably will be able to lay down fire upon the Israelis. How's it going over here? The cavalry is able... Oh, these guys are out of shot. And the cannons have started opening fire. Right, get these guys up here. What we can do is we can place them behind the wall. And so they get that cover. And now that the cavalry is out of shot, they can fall back. Let's see. Around the town, the men that are left are these skirmishers. They're moving through here. This unit doesn't have a good kill rate because it needs to move up through the trees here to get a better angle on the enemy. Then the Scottish line infantry is starting to battle it out with the garrison Israeli troops. Not entirely sure what they're supposed to be, because I don't think the Jewish troops would fight for the Ottomans. What kind of range do we get from here? We'll get about roughly over there. These guys stupid enough to get really close to the Highlanders. Maybe we should have one of them move up along this wall, and then the rest like this. And then maybe some more detailed maneuvering by putting them really close to the wall, like this. So we got right along the wall, and then the cavalry can stay here ready to charge. Let's see how's it going over here. This seems like they're being charged. It doesn't look like the center is going to hold. We need the cavalry back here right now. It doesn't seem like anything's going to be able to hold here with the enemy charging through like madmen. Get these two lines to come in and back it up. No, wait, they're retreating, so the lines are holding. And the enemy is falling back. Maybe they were given the order to completely evacuate. Charge the men over there. This cavalry, charge this. And I'm not, you're just right over there. Bayonets, men, bayonets. Cut these hussars down. Chase them off the field. Glory to Great Britain. Is there anyone really fighting left? No, we've got the Albanians falling back here. The hill is held. The Israeli garrison here is falling back. A lot of these units are falling back. These guys are falling back, and now they're coming under heavy artillery fire as well by the howitzers, plus the fire of the Scottish just as they come into range of our units, and they're falling back. All the units. Wait, what's that? I'm hoping they'll drag on. Yes, they've dragged on one of those horrendous what's it called? Organ guns that did so much damage to us. The Ottomans would do well to recruit more of those. This went a lot better than the last battle, but I liked the other battle a bit more because there was more back and forth fighting. There was a small attack on the main line, so there wasn't as much fighting here, which meant the first line held. But then they tried coming through here, and we had some glorious canister going through and destroying the enemy. And then we had some good fights in the town as well. Well, this time we had pretty good fights as well. And it kind of cool when we tore down buildings and such. And we also last time had a bit more fighting with the Scots, because they never got more than about here when they met resistance by the enemy. But anyways, I think we did better this time, and that means that we're going to be able to push through into Ottoman territory. And since the Ottomans has, as far as we can see, they have no defensive structures whatsoever, or no troops besides the troops they have. Well, we know that there are no significant force until possibly we reach Constantinople. There's a few units there that really needs to stay to recover, but most of the enemy was destroyed, and we just liberated another region. What we'll do is we'll replenish, but then I think we'll try to split this force in two, and we'll have part of it go over and take Sofia, and we'll have another part marching down to deal with Greece. And then we got this, and is there anything else? Navies? No, there wasn't really anything. This army moving up, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do. If they're gonna fight here or what they are planning. Anyways, let's go ahead and end turn and see what they are up to. And we're back after the turn. Not a lot happened. The Ottoman force that moved up here went down again, and so when it got close, we were able to out-resolve the battle and destroy their force. The army here just went up, raided the church, and is now holding up in the harbor. So I'm gonna send a unit down, or some units down to destroy them. This army did not actually go through the desert. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they can't. Let's see. No, they should be able to. So they could possibly have moved towards actually attacking Cairo, which for some reason they didn't. I'm not entirely sure. Colonial militia or colonial dragoons, I guess. 2 units of colonial dragoons will hold this. We got the port up and running, so we're exporting Egyptian cotton at this point. And that's nice. Units recruited. More of the Rangers, more of the... Well, we lost a lot of these, like the HMS Britannia and HMS Neptune. So I'm rebuilding them again. We also got a steamship, lots of those. Some more cannons in Gibraltar, just in case. There's the building stuff. New port emerges. This does not actually have its own trade port, so we'll build a trade port. Trained gained, Richard Fox, Woodland Preacher, steamship, great. Britain is the first nation to build a steamship. We've had steam power for a long time, but now we even have a steamship. It's kind of interesting how the region here is split up. This is really the region, but for some reason the border goes here, and this is sort of, I'm not sure what kind of land we want to call this. We already have a coaching in. We have a steam factory over there. Maybe I should get, well, we get a wool cloth steam factory, so we'll get that there. And I don't think I need this army here at this point. It provides enough. What I really should have done is, you almost sort of need an extra army marching behind your first one. We only really need 2 to make sure that you keep the others in line. The thing about this army, It's a little bit too big to be drawn up against the Native Americans here. I think these two can definitely handle it. So what this army could be dispatched to Europe and go against the Ottomans instead. What we'll do is we'll march them up to here, and then we'll see if I can get a navy to pick them up. Or maybe it's easier if they stay at this port, St. Mary's, off the coast of Georgia. So we'll get them to march over there and set up. Let's see, how are these guys doing? I wonder if I can get these if I can get a spy down here and destroy some of their buildings, if I can actually provoke a revolt within the Pueblo nations. I'm not entirely sure. Yes, we got a spy right here. We can see about if he can go ahead and possibly sabotage these buildings, and in that way destroy get them to rebel, and so there's internal fighting. Then we swoop in and kill them off. Resistance to religion. Oh, they're already almost Catholic, so it's not going to change as much, the religious stuff, because they were all Catholic and now they're going to be all Protestant, so that's not going to help really. Let's see. They're losing now. For some reason the reform power is being lost. Don't tell me they're closing down one of the... Oh! That's why! Someone went in and burnt the college, and that's the only thing that's stopping the revolution. Some enemy of France has moved in. Who has moved in? Who is at war with France? They're only at war with Portugal. And someone said that I was gonna move in and support the Dutch. Well, the Dutch seem to be handling themselves right now, because Flanders in France, Alsace-Lorraine is France, and then this is United Provinces, which means that the Portuguese have been thrown out of Flanders and Strasbourg region, and so now it's only France and the Netherlands. So I don't actually need to help them at this point. And we will continue our advance here. Let's see. We're gonna send part of the army to deal with the guy over here. I wanna see though what we're meeting here. It's probably best to split it right down the middle, right in two, and then march it off into either direction here. One towards Athens, the other one's towards Istanbul. And this force could move to Damascus, but we need to destroy this force. So what we might do is leave some men behind and then march up to take Damascus. Yes. Well, I think at the same time, looking at the time, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it right here. So I hope you enjoy this episode, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!